All right, as promised, we'll talk a little Rams football right now. Steve Avila joining us right now. Rams' new center. Last year, their left guard played in every single play of every single game. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Steve, thanks for coming on. How you been?
Hey, thanks for having me.
So let's start right there. I know you and I got a chance to talk about this a couple of weeks ago at that Rams party, but what did it mean to you to not just have a successful rookie season, not just to be able to play in every game, but to literally play every snap of the entire season?
Oh, it means a lot, man. There's a lot of expectations going into the year last year, and I had a lot of goals set for myself. And, one of those was, to be the best I could be. And a lot of what comes with that was, playing every single snap and try to do it at a high level. So I'm just glad that, I was able to, meet my expectations.
Steve, with all, obviously you got to put in all the work. You got to make sure your body is feeling a certain way. You got to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, rest, all that stuff. How much of that is just being really fortunate that you were able to stay healthy for 18 games, including the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, it's a blessing. I mean, we have a good, athletic training staff. They got me right the whole season. A lot of nutrition, helped me out and, really just toughened things out, man. It's a lot. It's a long season, longer than college. And, I'm just fortunate enough to, not have any, serious issues, knock on wood. Hopefully we can do a repeat next year.
How excited are you? And I think just coming off the momentum the Rams had last season, how excited just the upcoming year? We saw, and I'm sure you guys aren't looking at power rankings and things along those lines, but a lot of people feel really good about the Rams situation coming into this season. Obviously, some great games on the schedule. We'll find out on Wednesday when those are going to be slated. Can you talk about the upcoming season?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited. It's year 2 for me, so no longer a rookie, but I'm really excited for this next upcoming draft class. I feel like we cemented a really good culture on implementing a lot of the young guys, and, we don't plan on stopping there. So, I mean, the best that, I can do as a year 2 guy is bring those guys along. But I'm really excited. It's going to be really fun.
Steve Avila joining us here on Trav and Slee. Coming up on May 11th is WalkUnitedLA at SoFi Stadium, where Steve will be one of the honorary chairpeople of that event. We'll talk about that coming up in just one sec. What about the position change, Steve, going from guard to center? Obviously, you've played both in your career. You spent all last season at guard, and now you're in the middle of the line. What's that all about?
Oh, man, it was really exciting. I mean, when I found out it was happening, it just told me, how much trust that the team had in me. I was fortunate and blessed enough to have a lot of teammates that helped me out throughout the season and get me right with, looking at defenses and with technique and all this stuff. So all that stuff comes together when making that transition right now, and, I'm really excited for it.
I know this is, obviously a big deal, and this is a great event that we got coming up. Can you talk a little bit about your partnership and a part of the Walk United LA? It's going to be at SoFi Stadium. I know you guys are hoping to get 10,000 Angelinos to join you and a whole crew there. Can you talk a little bit about the event and just how special that day is going to be?
Yeah, it's a family-friendly 5K walk on Saturday. It's going to be at SoFi, and we're, there to raise funds and awareness, to combat homelessness here in Los Angeles. I feel like it's very prevalent, in the Los Angeles community, and, we want to show our support so we can raise some funds for homelessness.
Steve Avila joining us here on Trav and Sleeve. So we had earlier this week, Kyron Williams came on, and I asked him something that we should ask you, and this is what he had to say about that.
I guess ask him to repeat a cadence. Ask him to give you a cadence on one. Tell him to give you a cadence on one to see what happens. Because, he's switching over to center this year, and there's a lot more responsibility as a center than, is a right guard. And so, he's stepping up to the plate, though. He's doing great. He's making the right calls. He's doing everything he's, in his power to, be the best center he can be. And so, I'm excited for him. But, just messing with that might just, he might laugh a little bit when you ask him that.
All right, so you're on the spot, Steve. Well, give me a cadence on one.
A cadence on one? Okay. All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right. Set hut. Blue 80. Blue 80, set hut.
That's pretty good.
Do you work on that? Like you look in the mirror, you get up in the morning, you start going through it, or is it just?
Hey, that's how much we practice, man. it's in my blood now, man. I know how things go.
Sounds like you're in a regular season game in November. You're ready to go.
I just jumped offside, by the way. Just so you
put me back there at quarterback, huh?
So take me through the relationship with Matthew Stafford. Obviously, you guys were teammates last year, but now the relationship's different. You're handing him the ball every single play. Do you have to work on that? Do you have to work on understanding his cadence? Have you heard it long enough? Like, I would imagine there are some challenges by all of a sudden just the exchange that you're going to have to do 60, 70, 80 times a game.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like this is what this time is for, just to get familiarized with everything. But luckily, again, like I've played every single snap last year, so I know a lot of, what his cadence sounds like and, where the ball is supposed to be. A lot of what I'm working on now is, snapping the ball, because I want to get that perfect so he can be able to get the ball to the receiver. So I don't want that to be a problem. Not that it is, but I just want to be the best I can be, because at the end of the day, we're trying to keep him upright.
Steve, we saw Rams community had posted an event that you're going to be a part of. So an offensive line position camp that's going on May 24th. I know this is more specific to you, but can you talk a little bit about what that's all about and your goal there helping out some of these high school athletes?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like all throughout my football career, I've always been one with, sharing knowledge. And it's going to be a fun little event. We're going to have a lot of drills there. And that's really, I guess, a part of who I am, sharing knowledge to a lot of these high school kids. It's something that I wish, I had, back in high school. So it's going to be fun.
Rams center Steve Avila joining us here on Trav and Slee. So we just did a draft a second ago, Steve, where we were picking our favorite different types of like ethnic cuisine, and Mexican food comes off the board, Indian food, Chinese food. What's at the top of the list? If you had the first pick, what are you taking first?
Oh man, I've had a lot of different food. Come on, like I'm an offensive lineman, but I would be wrong if I didn't put Hispanic food up there. It is just so diverse. You can have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and there's just so many good vegetables that goes into every single meal. So that would probably be number one.
Okay, so I'm gonna Jorge, get ready for this. So our one of our producers, Jorge Briones, we have this long-standing argument where he ranks carne asada as the 6th best taco filling. Is he out of his?
Oh, wow,
it seems insane to me.
That is wild.
Okay, when you get tacos,
when you
can
think
get
of
asada
street
anywhere.
tacos, you think of that. That's wild.
Yeah, what I think he's saying is that's like that's the basic. I think is that.
Yeah, it's very basic. You can get it anywhere, and it's a hit or miss. It depends on how long
but
it's been there.
Hey, pepperoni pizza is basic. Would you put that at number 6 for pizza?
Yeah, why not?
Well, carne asada is much higher on our list.
Yeah,
so
it's much higher than ours. Walk United LA 2024. It is happening this weekend at SoFi Stadium. For more information, you can go to unitedwayla.org/WalkUnitedLA 2024. Obviously, a little bit of a different offensive line this year. You're obviously changing positions. Jonah Jackson comes in from the Detroit Lions along the way. Do like the 5 of you guys hang out all the time? You go to the movies together? You go out to dinner just to kind of work as a unit? Or is it all the Bill Belichick, just do your job and everything else falls in place?
No, I mean, I feel like to have a good offensive line, you all have to have a great relationship. And I feel like that's what we have. We had that last year. Excuse me, sorry. We had that last year. And, we're getting, into OTAs. Actually, Big Jonah just got a house with a pool, so we'll be hanging around there soon. So there'll be a lot more activities we'll be doing together.
Is it just an O-line hang, or can Stafford and Cooper Kupp and Puka show up if they want?
Oh, they're more than welcome. Usually when we do stuff, the tight ends join us because they're honorary offensive linemen.
So you should get a taco guy and make sure there's plenty of carne asada and don't invite Jorge.
No, for sure.
Steve Avila, the Rams center. Appreciate your time very much.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You got it. That's awesome. See, we got another vote on our side, Jorge.
It's okay. Have all the carne asada.
Yeah, I don't think Jorge's worried. Jorge's like, all right, you guys can have it.
You guys are cool.
You guys can have it.
Sure. The more for you guys.
Bring me some of that mole tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'll make plenty.
All right. Yeah.